Good morning everyone and welcome back to John Bill's Iconic Multimals. So we've just been looking at the chat, so it's nice to have a few people back as well. I've got Travis Weeks on, I've got Steve 1315, and I'm just trying to make sure I try and pronounce your name right. Is it Guy Sarv Models? So yeah, I'm just looking at it. So where are you from? Are you UK based? Oh yeah. I'm just checking that out. So hope you're all doing okay. So like I say, we're going to be continuing this build of the Lotus Esprit from Agora Mold. So if you didn't join me yesterday, I started from pack 1 and I managed to get up to stage 30, which took me around about 3.5 hours. I think 3 hours 45 minutes. The length of the stream before I kind of gave up. Got to stage 30 and I thought it was a good place to leave it. So hopefully today, not quite sure, see how I feel. I've got a little bit of a headache, but I'm hoping it might be okay. But I'm going to at least guarantee that I'm going to try and get from at least stage 31 to up to at least stage 50, which is halfway through the model. So that's where I moved a few on the shelf out of the way a minute, but that's kind of, I actually think we've completed the engine. I think that's actually done now. So yeah, there's not that much to... Oh, I get you. It's like the levers with an S. Thank you. Yeah, so we've I think we've almost completed the engine. So we've done one seat and we've done a few parts of the bonnet and the hood as well. So I think from stage 31, I think we're going to be starting working on a little bit of the interior. So from stage 31, we'll actually be fitting the rear carpets. Fitting the carpets to the rear floor. So literally adding the carpets to the boot. So we'll get these on. Get these open. So I actually went from Israel. Oh, lovely. It's nice that you kind of... What time is it in Israel at the minute? Yeah, I like it when kind of people from all over the world are kind of watching me. Yeah, so after I finished the stream yesterday, out of interest and a bit of my own curiosity, I went back and watched The Spy Who Loved Me. I've not watched it for years, and yeah, I forgot how good them older James Bond films were, and actually how quite corny they were as well. Like, so there's a little line where he's obviously Q says to Moneypenny, "Oh, where's Bond?" Moneypenny, she says, "Oh, he's in Austria, sir." So he says, "Well, tell him to withdraw straight away." So yeah, he just it's 12 p.m. So it's oh, you're not that 12 p.m. No, that's late evening, isn't it? Yeah, so you forgot just how corny the James Bond films were from back in the 80s. Yeah. There's a line where he's saying he's keeping up the British end as well. So yeah, probably won't be able to get away with it now. Okay, so yeah, we got this this rear floor. This is all plastic. I'll flick you onto the side camera now. We get the little the Velcro. It looks quite nice. I know a lot of people tend to sometimes upgrade this. It's literally all black, so it might be quite difficult for you to see. But the first thing we do is actually we're going to just attach this coil connector. So that's this little part here. So we'll get these open. No, that's same. It's 12 p.m. That's same time as us, isn't it? Well, just a bit. No, 2 hours in front of us. Losing track of time. Okay, so we're going to get these two parts. I'll get you. So I'm just going to add these two parts together. So I'll zoom in when it's a little bit when it's smaller parts. It's the same again. It's got key weight, so it can actually only go one way. That pushes these two little parts together, and then we're just going to screw it into the floor pan. So getting it in the right orientation, and just like that. We've got two little tabs at the bottom that rests on there, and I think actually there's no screws on this. I think it's just push fit. Yeah, so it's just a nice little push fit connection. I'll just zoom out a touch more. Okay, so now we're going to move on to add in the carpet. So So I'm going to get it so it looks kind of how it does on the drawing. So it's saying at start, there's one this piece which is R2, and that's that piece there. So I'm just going to break it out of this first, but leave the backing on, and then we'll deal with that later. Okay, so just taking that out, kind of like the little fret, and then we'll actually remove it as we bring it onto the model. So having the model like that, and then this one is going to be fitted. Have I got no? Must have the wrong one. I must have this turned the wrong way, so it's this one. Just kind of got to follow the curve of the wheel arch. Yeah, so it follows this curvature. Okay, so happy with that. I know it's a little bit tricky to see this one. What I'm going to do first, I'm just going to start to just peel back a little bit of the paper. Probably turn it a better angle. I'm going to slide this one down first. And then as I pull it back, I'm just moving. You can see as I'm moving it away from me and attaching it, I'm actually pulling the paper at the same time. So I'm kind of keeping my, obviously, so my hands aren't sticking to that as I pull the paper away. And then just feed it in around all the little nooks and crannies. So that one's not too bad. Yeah, a lot of people sometimes upgrade these. I know Mike Lane does a lot of upgrade carpets, but yeah, this one's not too bad, to be fair. So I'm just going to just look at the instructions a second. Okay, so now we're going to add the next part, which is R3, and that's going to go around this section here. So imagine these have been like kind of cut out on like a cricket kind of thing that kind of scores it. So same again, before you take off the paper, just make sure that it's actually the right one. And then same again, I'm just going to just peel just a little bit back first. Just feed and peel. So there is a gap actually on the model. Yes. It actually shows you that there is actually that gap there, so that's right. Yeah, because we're actually going to fill it in one of these little filler pieces. Personally, I think we should have put the filler piece in first. I probably will do that on the next one. Same again, I was going to offer it up. Yeah, okay. Yeah, it's don't know what this is. Not really. Let me zoom in a touch. It's not greatest of angles for you to see it with this being all black. So peel a little bit of this back. corner. So there's a slight raised section. Tiny little crease just there. See that? But that's not too bad. Okay, so we'll do the other side, but this time I'll put the large, zoom out, put the large wheel arch on first, and then I'll do the smaller section. Yeah, so just on this this plastic section, there's just a raised, like a little divider. So you kind of, when you're putting this on, you kind of go up to that. So feed that in until it's up against that divider. Bring it all the way down. So sometimes these are kind of get it right first time. Sometimes you don't get it right and you have to peel it back. And they never do kind of ever stick very nice again. But that one's on. Yeah, so this time I'm actually going to take the smaller section first and put this on before I add the next section. Gives me a good guide then for where the other one starts and finishes. So this one, let me zoom in a touch. This one bends around the wheel arch. And then smooth out any creases. Then we'll put this little front facing one on. Yeah, these ones are not particularly very cut out very well. Yeah, it's a lot better doing it this way because you know exactly where you need these two edges to meet. So yeah, that's a lot better. I'm a lot happy with that. Okay, so that's the two archways covered. Readjust that one a touch. Yeah, that's the two archways covered. Okay, so move it down, move it down. Okay, so now we're going to bring across the part we were working on yesterday, the chassis, and we can actually join these two together. It's just a case of just lining all these larger brackets up with the holes on this rear floor. Then we're going to attach it down with a few little DSO2 screws. So it's just 4 to put in. I'll not screw it down quite all the way just yet. Then I'll just come back and just nip them up. Once I'm happy, so yeah, to give them a couple more quarter turns. Okay, that's that, and that's the complete stage 31. So yeah, so literally just adding these. I'm not sure if we get a little bit more carpet, or maybe once the upper frame goes on top, it kind of covers all this. But yeah, that's looking quite nice, and it gives us the pretty much the over look of the width. Okay, so that's that one done. Yeah, so if anybody builds that, just to put the larger wheel arch on first, and then put the smaller one, and then the front facing one. That's a little bit better, because it means you can just line up that front facing one with something to guide yourself against. Okay, so stage 32. So in this stage it says we're going to be threading wires through the transmission tunnel. So yeah, so these are probably just working on. Morning Dee, it's nice to have you back on. So yeah, it just looks like we're just going to be getting a few wires ready for, I may as well open these in any case, because you have to open them. Yeah, getting some wires ready. I don't think there's a lot of electronics in this one. I think it's mainly just, I think the little propellers spin at the back, and I think there's some, the lights come up and down. Hope you had a good evening day. Okay, so all the cables are actually wired with their little corresponding numbers, so that makes their life a little bit easier. So there, then we've just got loads of these little brackets as well. Just move my little chair. I'll just have a drink, and then we'll put you back on the side camera. So I'm going to turn the engine over. Just so I don't like this when you have to kind of work on things, because you put all that down, face down. So, but I'll try and angle it away so I'm not putting too much direct pressure on that. So it take wires 5, 7. So we'll get 5. We'll get 7. Number 12. So it just says locate the socket ends, so that's the what would class as the female part, the socket ends. And then I'm assuming we're going to push them through this little hole. I can move them ones up, so I've got a little got a little hole just there, and we're going to just push these through. Actually shows you a bunch, grabbing them in a bunch on the instructions, but sometimes it's just a lot easier just to push them through individually and then grab them on the other side. Sometimes when you've got a couple in there already, you can just take your little tweezers and just help it in. Okay, so that's the first 3 in. Just push them in a touch more. So now I'm just going to pull them kinda. Just want to look if it actually comes through there. Yeah, it comes through this section. So I've picked the worst tweezers up known to man. These are the really cheap. Let me find some better tweezers. 1 second. They're like just some really poor tweezers that I've got at some point from a kit. These are better ones. Okay, so we've got them 3 all sticking through. Just keep them. As I told you, when you start working with the wires, you get them everywhere. Let me zoom back out a touch so you get the full picture. So I just need these 3 ends, and you can see on this side here we've got like a little wavy channel, so I'm assuming that they go all the way down this little channel. Yeah, we should do so. It's just showing the ends of the cables are sticking out around about, well, almost just like that. So I think we should be okay there. So now I'm going to start opening up some of these little like cable grabbers. Push that first little there. That's actually quite a nice one, that. Let me zoom in a touch. Yeah, grab that, quite nice. So I'm just going to weave this around this little trench. I'm just going to pop on the second one. Missed it. That's that one in. And then just weave it down a little bit more. And then we'll just drop on this one at the bottom. Yeah, that's actually, they actually feel quite nice then. But cable grabs. So yeah, just left myself a little bit of that hanging out on the front end. So don't do anything, don't think just quite yet with them. So then we're just going to get 6, 8 and 12. Which is them. So literally I think that's what we're going to do now is just push them through again and take them down the other side. But this starts to get a little bit filled up, so we'll push these to one side. put that. One second, let's push that through. I'm actually going to turn it over this time and actually grab it. Good morning, Jay. I'm going to grab it this time. Start to pull it through straight away. I'm not sure if them cables are supposed to, should have gone beyond that, but then again, it'd be imposing now. Probably fine where it is, otherwise it'd be imposing on that motor. So this little trench down this bottom is like the thickness of that female end is literally the same thickness as that slot. It's not like they gave you 1/2 mil, it's literally the same thickness. Just a process. Sorry about my hands on this section. Grab that one. Yeah, I'll stick it on D. I just heard it click off. 1 second. That's that back on. So that's that one in. So we just got, there's 2 more to get through, and then we just start getting all the chaos of these wires. I've just got 1 more just to feed through this little hole. It's getting quite crowded, as you can imagine. Yeah, just 1/2 mil. That's all it needed. 1/2 mil more would have been so much easier. The trouble is, it's same as obviously you had a crazy morning. Yeah, it's same as the design engineers I work with. Is literally anything fits perfectly on CAD. And as soon as you have to then try and feed it in yourself, you can see that it's almost bulb. I am putting the right ends in, aren't I? Yeah. Well, no, maybe that's probably. Am I not putting the right ends in? One second. Zoom in on the actual picture. Ah, that makes sense. It's actually the other end. So, yeah. That's my fault, not theirs. I've got to get them out now. Might be actually easy to get them out than it is to get them in. One second. So I've literally got to swap all these round again as well. Luckily these clips came off quite nice. Okay, so I'll quickly just change these over. Okay, so we'll start again. So 5, 7, 5, 7 and 12. Okay, I'm sorry, I won't be. No, it's definitely no. I don't know. And again, both the ends look the same, to be fair, on the little drawing. 1 second. Socket ends. It's got to be them ones. What's the socket ends? I'm just zooming in and out on these instructions because it's not actually 100% showing you which one it is. It says the socket ends. I thought they were the socket ends. It's got to be them. It's got to be what I pushed in first. They've got to be the ones where the female version. That's the socket end. Surely. Yeah, it's got to be that. So we're right. We're just quite difficult to get them in. So I think there's a little part right in the middle of this. Let me see if I can zoom in to show you. So right in the middle there's a, or at least I can show you where that little trough is. Hole is like another slightly bigger hole at the top. So actually the socket ends will only go and get pushed in that location there. So that's what it is. So literally, that's what you've got to kind of put one in that location every time. I don't know if you can see. It's a bit hard for you to see on camera. Get that light. Let's get this light so I can show you it better. Yeah, you can see that now. There's like another half little hole at the top. So you've got your full slot at the bottom, then you've got this half one. So yeah, the socket ends can only actually go down that section there. So yeah, that's why there's trouble with. If you try and put the socket off to the left or off to the right, then yeah, you can't get them in. So everyone's got to go straight down that middle. We'll do that. No, doesn't give no room at all. And what's it matter if you would have just made that hole exactly the same thickness on both sides? It's not a structural part. Well, it is a structural part, but it's not going to affect it in any way. But now I'm actually putting it down that hole. They do go in first time. Okay, so we'll carry on now. At least we know for the next side exactly where it needs to be. So I'm just going to line them up again like I did a second ago. Just have them overhanging just there by about 10mm, and then just put this little cable tie back on. That one's not gone in. I'll do that one in a minute. That one's gone on. I think that one's broke. That one, but it's okay. I'll go down and do this one, next one. And that one's on. I'll probably come back to that one later and put a little bit, glue that one back in place, but that's not really going to go anywhere. Okay, so that's that one done. So now we can hopefully do the next side, but obviously if we know there's that gap to do. Still think there's a lot of room. Move these off down here somewhere. Okay, so get the, like we said before, it is the socket end, so making sure we've got the right one, which is 6, 8 and 12. Yeah, if you hit that centre spot, it's fine. They go in quite easy, but you, like I said, there's no real mention about that centre hole. Yeah, they've gone in okay. So I'm going to turn it over. Pull them through just a touch to start with. And then this time we'll take these 3 down this next side. So again, I'm going to just put them all up. So I'm going to have to work over this pipe that we fitted. Then just take another one of these little cable brackets, push that down, feed it down this trench. Make sure it's in this trench. It's hard to see what this hole's in there. That's that one in. Push that one down. We zoom out just a touch. I've got this last one. Okay, so that's them in. So yeah, it's a little bit trickier than it needed to be, but that's all them first lot of cables in. So we kind of grab them. So what I'm going to I'm just going to grab a little bit of electrical tape. I'm going to probably use a little bit of this a little bit later on, just tie these back on these. When we get to the ends, I'll tie all the ends with a bit of electrical tape. So we're going to come these three, which is the 8, 6 and 12. So I'm just going to put a little bit around it to start with. That's a bit better. I don't like it. I don't like it when they become a little bit unruly. Just going to do the same on this one. Just so it keeps the left and right cables together. Okay, so now we've got another little trench that we've got to put these in right down the centre of this chassis. So push them. I'm going to go either side of that central column. I'm going to try and get them all lined up. Let me zoom in. All lined up through this middle one. So I've got some of these larger ones. So to say B1 on it. We've got two little tabs, you can see that. And then just put these on. It's got like a couple of little holes in the bottom that go over them little tabs. Just push fit. Don't feel too bad. I'll go all the way down. Let me zoom out. Just a tad. We got put all these this time. Put all these ones through this little bracket at the bottom. Little hole in the bracket. Push all them through. Keep them either side of that central. Sorry about that. A little bit tricky, this one. In fact, it's all, they're all going over this side. There's another little trench, even though it's not very deep. I've got another one of these little brackets to go over. That's that one. So that's pretty much how it should look. So they kind of run down the middle, go in this old trench that comes out of this top part of this chassis, and then we just put these little brackets on them. And we've got another one to go over. This has only got like a single a little tab on this one. I've just got one pin just there, so I'm going to get that over that one. Never really like these single ones where there's only one pin. They never seem to hold it very good, but that's not got it too bad. Okay, so that's pretty much all the cables fitted to both sides. So I'm assuming these must be for the motors that lift up the front headlights and actually the headlights itself. Zoom out. So it's been 47 minutes. So yeah, that's a bit of a tricky, that one. So yeah, that's stage 32 complete. So yeah, after we get to the end of stage 32, should be looking like that. So yeah, I'm 47 minutes. I've only done 2 stages, but I'm assuming that we'll just start to speed up a little bit now we've got through this section of the, the wiring. Yeah, a bit tricky. It needed to be that. Okay, so stage 33, fitting the right and left floor panel. So a little bit more, probably filling in a bit more of this this space in here. Okay, let's have a quick little drink of tea. So I'll try not miss any stages today. Let's say if anyone joined me yesterday, I missed a couple of stages. I skipped them. No, I missed one stage. I missed the main the chassis. Okay, so we get these 2 parts, and we have a little bit more of this fabric to attach again. So that's how it looks in the instructions. So that's L1, R1. I've got L and R. So I'll get this L1 first. It's breaking it out of this this kind of backing paper. So before I peel it off, I'm just going to offer it up. Have a look. Yeah, it feels okay. I'll do it with a touch. So I don't bite my nails anymore. I used to know terrible as a child to bite my nails. I don't do that, but I still have a job getting these backing papers off. Same again. I'm only going to just peel it back around about 10 mil, and then you can line up your front edges. So then I'm just using thumbs and fingers, so I'm just pressing down and peeling back, making sure I keep everything lined up. Once you get a bit happy, it should be okay. And then once you got that last one in, just follow it on. Yeah, that's perfectly lined up. That's that one done. So we'll do the same again. So I was saying when I first started D, I'm not sure if you were on, and Jay, that I actually watched This Bio Loved Me yesterday after ending the stream. Yeah, classic films. Probably, I think I'm going to go and watch the For Your Eyes Only today, this afternoon. Okay, so I'll just do the same again. So just peel it back a little bit. Like I say, if you peel it all off straight away, then it runs a risk of, obviously, if it starts to go offline. And that's as easy as that. So that's them two done. Scroll down. Scroll down. So now we're actually going to attach these just at the sides of this wheel arch. So we've got one there. And we've got one that goes on the other side. I'm going to attach these in with a couple of these little PSO5 screws. Just going to turn it over. Let's get that one. I'll just drop out. So let's turn it over. We've got a couple of little screw holes either side, just there and there. Not keen on Timothy Dalton. Yeah, he's. I think he only did about 3. But yeah, he's not the best. Just drop that one in and turn that one over. Drop these 2 screws in. Okay, so that's them 2 little side panels fitted. And that's stage 33 complete. So I'm going to have to get a little bit of some kind of tape a bit later on. Let's get a little bit of masking tape. So Dee's going to watch any of his, and then a bit later on I'll just come in. He just gets the Dee'll know this technique. That's how he used to get a fluff off of his berries and other items of clothing. Yeah, it's hard to say who it's going to be. I mean, I know Henry Cavill's been mentioned and a few other. I think Idris Elba's been mentioned, but yeah, it's difficult to know who they're actually going to. Yeah, Dee knows exactly what I meant. We've been there many a times, Dee, haven't we? cleaning his boots or cleaning his berry. Yeah, just for literally about 10 seconds later, you have to do the same again. Yeah, it'd be interesting. There's no real. I mean, I think Dying of No Time to Die. That's been out what 4 or 5 years now, and there's no real definite information about the next one. Okay, so we're going to go on to 34, and I think it looks like just doing a little bit more of the floor panel. So yeah, so no need to do that, just because I have to cut them in any case, so it's just easy just to cut them off. Pretty much just going to do the same as what we did a second ago, but just on a larger scale. So they are like, bring you in. There's like a slight rib, like a ledge, just there. So that's literally where you take your edge your carpet up to, so that's why you just got to make sure it sits all the way inside these little ridges. Tiny little, got that one out. On either side. And I'm probably just going to start in this corner and do the exact same thing. If I can ever peel the backing paper off. It's actually good that these have got these in, because this would be classed on the Batmobile. All this like this carpet was an upgrade, so to actually have this come stock with the kit is a really nice option from a Gormals. Okay, so I've got that peeled back, so we can get this started. Must be forward facing camera turned off again already. These half an hours are going really quick today. Okay, so that one was on, and then same again. Let's take a little bit of rolled up masking tape just to take off any of the yeah, I think that Cumberbatch would make a nice Bond. Got to definitely be the like English gentleman. So in the Spy Who Loved Me, it said he was recruited from the Royal Navy into the Secret Service. For some reason, I always thought he was recruited from the SAS. So don't know. Don't know whether Daniel Craig's was. I thought he said he was recruited from the SAS, but no, he must have said in the Spy Who Loved Me, said he was recruited from the Royal Navy. Okay, so that's that one attached. So now we're going to put this into the chassis. That is going to drop in there, and that literally kind of completes the all the carpeted area. Then we're going to turn it over, and we're going to attach it to there with some little PSO5 screws. I watched him in the in a remake of the War of the Roses at Christmas. Cumberbatch, and he was really good in that. He'll never beat the Michael Douglas, Kathleen Turner War of the Roses, but it was still a good remake. Okay, so we've got 4 screws just to attach this down. So 2 just in the middle in the chassis, and then 2 at the ends. If anybody's not seen that remake of War of the Roses, yeah, it's just called Roses. It's It's excellent. Okay, so that's that rear panel attached down. And turn that back over. So right at the front here, that's the only real section that's not carpeted. So I think we should have a little bit left on this. I think, yeah, a little strip just there. Didn't see that, didn't almost discarded it. So actually I'm going to pull it off completely this time. I'm going to drop it. This is why I don't normally peel all the backing off straight away. Just because it's only a little strip, it's not so bad. And that just covers up that little front section. So there, it's a saying down here. I'll plug this spark plug into the coil connector. I'm just going to push this one down through here. Spin that around. And that just gets pushed on to the end of that coil connector that we did right at the start of the stream. Just there. Just that one there. Just make sure there's nothing kind of not catching that clutch. But yeah, that's not too bad. And that's everything done in stage 34. Yeah, so I think just double check. I think so. That's pack 4 complete now. So yeah, an hour and 4 minutes. That's actually took me longer than I thought it would do. Just to do them 4 issues. But yeah, a little bit tricky when you start to work on the electronics. But yeah, that's really come back to Sherlock's up weird to see him as Bond. Yeah, that's the trouble. I think sometimes you can like associate them as a certain kind of role. Okay, so I'm going to bring up pack 5 and get all these out. It's almost like this time it's all interior parts again. Yeah, so I think I've definitely completed the engine. So I was going to back out this and go into pack 5 download. Yeah, so starting from pack 35, and we're fitting the engine cover. So that's literally just something that's going to go cover all that up. So find that. That's that one. So yeah, maybe we'll make a little bit of time back in these next issues. Yeah, so literally that's his engine cover. We've got the 2 little holes at the front. I'm just going to put these little catch tabs in. It's 12 packs altogether, D. So I've got the full kit, so I can, let's say, completely complete this. So yeah, that just kind of just goes over that. I'm assuming that even when you can open up the trunk and still actually just remove that, because I'll probably actually leave that like that on display when you just lift up the trunk or the boot. But I'll just close it for now. And that is stage 35 done. So that was nice and easy. An easy one. We like the easy ones every now and again. Okay, so for stage 36, we're actually going to turn his attention to the instrument panel. So stage 36 will be around here somewhere. 38, 36, yeah, so that's like I'm going to start working on the little instrument panel. Yes, it's 12 packs, but I think it's 100 issues. So yeah, this is pack 5, and this goes up to, was it 42? Yeah, 42 for 5 packs. So yeah, so pack 6 will take us up to issue 50, and then yeah, that'll complete it at 100. Yeah, it's an excellent model, this. Really, really happy with how this is going together and how it's looking. Let's get rid of that. So I have got this. And it's the Mike Lane Mods, the Test Circuit Pro. So I'm actually going to use this because I can actually check the lights. So that's quite good. So I'm just going to plug this in and go and get a battery. Hopefully I've got enough juice. Yeah, that's a little light just come on. Yeah, so the good thing about this is actually now you've got all different kind of tests on here. So you can test your LEDs, you can test your speaker, test your motor, and obviously the some as well. So I should be able to plug this in to this LED one. Get it the right way. No, it might not work that way. You know, normally when you just plug them in on like a standard one and press that button, it actually light up. I don't know if it's this because this is 2 split ends. It's yeah, it is D, but I'm not sure why that one's not working on this one. Normal. Try the different. Yeah, I'm not sure because it's the like a split bulb. It's not working. But normally you just plug them in and they show you them working. But I'm not quite sure why that one's not on this one. Okay, so I'll leave that. But yeah, but that's normally what you do. That's how I tested all my motors on the Lancaster. You can test your batteries as well and everything. Yeah, they're really good, but not quite sure why that's not working. Yeah, that's probably what it is. I think try a bit later on. We get maybe some more connections. Okay, so we get the parts of the instrument panel. Let's get these open. Yeah, so I've waited on this for a year before I started it, and there was never mention of any mods being brought out for this. So that's why I decided to kind of progress with the build, because the same a lot of the kit, like around the kit, these are all changed to actually being electronic. So I've got this, this is the nautical sticker. So just making sure I've got this looking in the correct orientation. So all we're going to do is just stick this on. It's got a slight curvature at the top. Slight curvature just goes up to the top. Line them up best you can on the bottom edge. Not happy with that. That's better. No crease this time. So that's our little sticker added. So I'm going to get this this section, and I'm going to add this like reflector tape this time. So put it down so it lines up with these two holes. I'm just start to kind of press it down. A little bit of a crease on that one, but yeah, it's not really affecting it too much. So we can smooth it out with the back of the tweezers. Yeah, that's okay. Slight little crease, but it's not really affecting it a touch. Okay, so that's that in. So then there's another film on the top, it says, I think. Oh yeah, that's a small little bit of film. And that's that off. So then we'll just get this first part that we fitted a second ago. And that just gets pressed in like that. Then we just attach this with a couple of little PS02 screws. Zoom around just a touch. Get one in, then we'll get a second one in. So it's a bit of a weird day in the UK. It's slightly brightened up a little bit now, but about an hour and a half ago it did look like it was trying to snow. So yeah, crazy. Okay, so now I'm going to add a couple more parts. So I've got this part here. This is the right display. I'm going to press that onto like a little panel that just makes them stick out on little dials. Triple X knew how to play about all these because she stole the blueprint. That's how that should look. Then I'm going to take the next one. Kind of get the switches facing down, I think. No, this one is facing up this time, I think. That's it. Push that in. See how it is. The switches as if they've not been turned on. That's that one in. And we can kind of bring a few of these together. So I've got like a little trench just there, and then this one just drops in there. Looks like that. And then we'll just do the opposite side, same again. Just push it down and all kind of fits in nice. I don't think I've got that one in quite right. That's better. That's better. So that's all that front instrument panel added. So then we can bring the two parts together. Like that. And then we can just attach a few more of these little PSO2 screws. I'll just screw that down, and that's how it should look. And that's everything to do in stage 36. So now we must put these in a little bit later. It's not said anything about the light, so that must be going a bit later on in them. Unless I missed it, just don't know. No, I've definitely not missed putting the cables in, the lights in, so I must use them a little bit later on. Okay, so that's everything done in stage 36. Yeah, so that's quite nice. Yeah, so I'm not quite sure why them lights won't work. They normally, if you just have a single bulb on the end, you plug it in, you test it, it's fine. Okay, so stage 37, I'm going to build in the dashboard and the radar. So that's stage 37. That's this one. Yeah, so looks like a lot of interior workings today. Just have another drink. What time we're on? It's only 20 past 11. So I started the stream half an hour earlier today. Let's get these few parts out. Put it back on the side camera. Yeah, I was checking that. I'm not sure if there's enough battery on that, but I'll come back and later. So I've got the radar, the blew up the helicopter overhead. So this is the little sticker. So yeah, this is quite fresh in my mind because I watched this yesterday. So that little dot in the middle, that kind of represents once the helicopter was right in the sights. This takes me back to when I was I think my first ever experience of like decals was putting my decals on my Millennium Falcon and my X-Wing. Never looked like that when I was 8 years old, but okay, that's that one on. So zoom out a touch. So then we got this the radar housing. and it just wants to drop in, so it looks something like that. So just kind of lays in, and soon we've got something else on the back that actually just pinches it all together in a second. Yeah, it actually goes into the on the instrument panel, into the dashboard. So in the dashboard we've got these two holes, a larger one, a smaller one. Oh, thank you for, I know it must be late for you, but thank you for coming on. Hopefully I should be continuing again tomorrow, and you can also obviously a bit later on, this is going to be you can just watch it again, you can pick up from where you left. But yeah, it's nice you kind of jumped on and said hello. Okay, so push that radar in. Let me just take this back off, not happy with that fit. Fits nice around the glass. I'll just take the see if the glass is not quite lined up right. Try that. Yeah, that's better. That obviously the glass can't have been quite lined up correctly, but that's that little radar fitted. So we've got the dashboard vents, so I'm going to turn that so it's in that orientation, have that facing down, and then we can just put these two parts together, line up the three holes. The same again, we're just going to attach these with a couple of these little PSO2 screws. And just attach them in these three locations at the top. One more. And that's the little fence fitted. So now we've got a single little LED. So hopefully this time I'll give it a try and see if this is working. That's it. So that one works this time. Yeah, so they're good, these. We're just checking that your LEDs are actually working before you fit them to your model. Let's try this one again. Like I say, it must be something to do with it. There's two bulbs on this one. Oh, why is that working now? It didn't work a minute ago. Yeah, at least we know they work as well. Yeah, they're really good, these, because I think for years we've kind of had part works and we get lights, motors, everything, and we never get a chance to test them. So now this this Test Circuit Pro, this is, I've not been sponsored or anything. This was actually, this was sent to me by Paul. He bought it, and because he wasn't building anything, he actually sent it me. But yeah, these are excellent. Okay, so now I'm going to put this little LED in. So where we just fitted that radar, we can actually just put the little bulb in, and that pushes in like that. We know the bulb works, so that's fine. And that's that stage complete. So pretty much at the end of that stage, that's literally how we should be looking. So I don't know why that bulb works now and it didn't work a minute ago. I don't know. It's a strange one. Okay, so now we're going to move on to stage 38, and that is fitting the steering wheel. Clear up a little bit of the mess. I get a bit organised and messed up. Normally, when I'm just building for myself, I'll just I'll build one issue and then I'll kind of get rid of the mess, and then I'll build another issue and get rid of the mess. But that'd be kind of boring in the stream if I'm just forever cleaning up. Okay, so we'll get this one open. Get all the little parts of the steering wheel out. Okay, steering wheel's metal. Pretty much all a lot of the components of the steering wheel are metal. That's quite nice. Got the nice little Lotus sign right down the middle. So I'm just taking this part. This is the crash pad, pressing the back of the steering wheel. So a couple of little pins. Can only go one way. I'm taking the steering column. That part's got a keyway. Just check that. Make sure I've got it the right way. That's that part pushed in. That's it. As it's showing, you carefully hammer the steering column fairly firmly into place. So actually, I'll just put it on top of that little mat. I'll just give it a few little taps. Yeah, that's hammered that home quite nice. Yeah, just needed a few little taps. So I'll just turn on my front facing camera again. So I've got a new cable in order, so hopefully it will be here for the Sunday stream. So now we're going to take what we just assembled and we're going to put it inside this this steering column. So we've got a little trench there that takes that part. That fits in like that. I'm going to take the bottom of the steering column. That's got two little little parts going off either side. That's going to just drop over like that. Then I'm going to attach this with a couple of these PS32 screws. These are tiny ones, not quite as tiny as the ones we used just at the end of the last stream, so I should be able to get it on this slightly smaller screwdriver. So obviously there's no wheels on this version, with being the wet Nelly, but actually this would control the rudder, the steering wheel. Okay, so I'm going to take the dashboard. I'm going to push it through. It kind of drops inside them two holes on the dashboard. like that. And actually fully turns. I'm going to attach this with a couple of PSO5 screws. Get the first one in. And then we get the second one in, and that's the steering wheel in. So now we're going to have the instrument panel. So that's just going to kind of drop down over the steering wheel on the Lotus, facing up. And then same again, just going to screw this down with a couple of these PSO5 ones as well. And that's that instrument panel attached. So now we're going to attach the drive shaft. So that can only go one way, key weight like before, so we'll turn that around so we match up the get the screw, and then this goes in with a little PSO3. Just adjust that so the screw holes line up. And just screw that down. And that's the drive shaft moving. Okay, so now we can add these little LEDs that we got from stage 36 into this instrument panel. It's going to push it into these two holes, and the rest of the cable just kind of loops over the drive shaft, and that's like that. And that's stage complete. So yeah, it's starting to come together. It's quite a nice little instrument panel and dashboard that with the little radar. So that's that done. So let's move that over there a second. Okay, so now I'm going to move on to stage 39, and that's assembling the center column, or the center console. Sorry. Yeah. Open this up again. Drop all the little parts out. Little drink. Okay, take the center console and the center console panel and align them together. So that's these two parts. So we've got the two holes at the back. Then you just kind of snap in there, then we'll have a couple of screws. Yes, let's just go that with a PSO5 screw. centre to start with. That's that one. So I've just got some little these little metal trims. So one's L, one's R. So I'll just take off the L first. Just have a feel of that. Don't feel too bad, to be fair. I'll just trim it just a touch more. That's it. Just get the console facing that way. I don't think that's facing. That's this side. You can just make it out on the panel itself. You've got like the little pointed bit there, so you know that wants to be going off that way. Do you? No, can't be. Because it's this side. One second. Yeah, that's it. That's the right hand side. Just take a little bit of the file, just clean off a little bit of that flashing. Yes, this is the right hand side. Just push all them home. And then just do the opposite side one. Can't be right there, no, unless it's holes don't line up. Get this one back out. Try and not break it. It's actually that flat pointed edge facing down, so I don't know why it shows you that like there, because it doesn't actually match up. But that's it. 2 pieces added to the centre column. So I'll zoom back out. So we've got 2 more of these pieces. We've got one that says L, one that says R. So they just drop in below that little silver trim that was fitted. One on both sides. That should look like that. Then we've got the little belt buckles that fit either side as well. So we've got a larger one and a smaller hole, and they should kind of run down that line. And kind of look like that. Quite a satisfying snap, and that's them in. Okay, so that's everything done in stage 39. Yeah, that's the central column built. Okay, so I'm going to move on to stage 40, which is assembling the center console. So there must be a little bit more to the center console this time. Yeah, so we've caught up a little bit over this this last pack. These not been as difficult as the first lot. So we get this open. This is quite a large central console. Got some more carpet to fit. Put you back on the side camera. So that's that part, should be another part. 1 second. Just looking for this part there a second ago. Oh yeah, sorry, opened up. Moved that a second, opened up the wrong bag. Nearly built it in wrong order. So this is the pack 40 that I need. Yeah, so I'm just carrying on assembling the central console. So we'll take this part. This is the gear stick. That's just going to get pushed in. We zoom in. That's just going to get pushed in there, and then we'll turn it over. And then we're going to attach it with a little screw. And that's that attached. Now we're going to get the gear stick. There's two parts of this gear stick, so you have to be careful you don't lose the little central part. Then I'm just going to push this in. Then we've got the little missile there, trigger that goes on the top. And that just pushes in. Okay, so I'm going to bring over the console that we fitted a second ago. I've got this part. That's just going to line up over there. This is a little display target missile. Goes like that, and then we attach this with another little PSO2 screw. I'm just going to screw that down. Okay, so that's that fitted. And then we'll just bring these two parts together. So we've got two of these larger holes I've got at the back. I'm assuming maybe have a couple more lights later on. They just press up over the top of each other like that. And then just one more PSO2 screw. Just screw that in there. Okay, so that's that attached. that's everything complete in stage 40. So yeah, nearly started building something out of sequence again. But yeah, it's starting to really come together, this Lotus Esprit. So hope you're all doing okay. So we're nearly getting towards the end of pack 5. So we don't need that one yet, we need that one in a second. Okay, so we're going to move on to stage 41. So this is fitting the centre console and dashboard trim. So it's nearly been 2 hours, I can't believe that, it just seems to be gone really quick this time. Put some parts. Get these little parts open. So get the dashboard back across. That's right, D. Okay, so we've got this little bit of like trim that curves around this dashboard and just fits over these little tabs. Make sure it's got the right one. So have a quick look at that, make sure I've got the right one. So it actually says it is actually says R on it somewhere. Oh yeah, there's a tiny little L and a tiny little R just down there. So that's L. This part's L. I'm just going to open up these holes just slightly, not the nicest hole. Oh, it's going down. No, it is going down. I'll do it on the next one though. Yeah, it just needs a little bit of a press. Just press them, something just to press them down. And that's that little trimming. Yeah, but the next one I'm actually going to just open them up the holes a touch. It feels a bit quite flimsy, this bit, so I'm just opening them up them, so hopefully it'll just go in a little bit nicer. I feel like I could have broke that. Just tip of the knife just in and it's opening up the hole slightly. So these are all just moulded plastic parts. But yeah, that fits a lot better just by opening up the hole. Yeah. Let's use the flat end of the file just to press it down. Get that one in a bit more. Hope you can see that. Yeah, that's gone down. It's not the greatest fit, to be fair. I don't know whether these tabs are really necessary. If we sandwich together a little bit later on with something else, yeah, them tabs, I might come back and address that later on, just remove them tabs. Okay, but that's them on, but yeah, I'm not over happy with that, so yeah, I might just readdress that a little bit later on. Just remove them little tabs. This might help. This next part of the centre column. This might actually maybe pull them down a little bit tighter. Once we add the screws in, it might squeeze it all nice and tight. We'll get a look. So just need to put this centre one in first. So after, what, stage 40, that's probably only the part so far that I didn't think fitted particularly that good. Okay, so I'm going to try and join all these up now using some of these PSO5 screws. So I'll put one in each side, and then I'll put one in the middle, and then we'll put the rest in. Click that in, nice little click. And then just fill in the rest of the screw holes now. Seconds, need to line that up better. Just got it this time. And then there's this final one in. Push that light back in this drop towel. Yeah, that's pulled it in a bit better. Not perfect, but yeah, it has pulled it in better and it looks okay that. Okay, so that's that done, and that's everything done in stage 41. Just literally just adding this silver pipe in and just attaching all the center console together. Okay, so literally moving on to the last stage of pack 5. This is stage 42, and this is adding the carpets and to the cockpit floor. So yeah, shouldn't be too bad, this one. I've already opened this because I thought this was stage 40 a second ago. So let's get this one open. Yeah, there's quite a bit on this one to do, quite a bit of carpeting. So I'm going to break this out. So I've got a few little holes to pop out on this one. few little things to kind of get it around. Just have a bit of a look what it feels like. Lines up quite nice. So like I did before, I'll just start to peel the front edge off. More up to this edge, this way up. This one's a bit more trickier. I did it slightly different this time. I actually use this edge as the start. Okay, so that's not fitted too bad. Just using that edge as a guide. So maybe the next one should be a little bit easier to fit. So do it again, so let's get it all prepared. Pop out all these. So yeah, there's not that this time round. So we're going to start to peel this corner. I'll just put this on and then I'll add the camera back. So I'm smoothing down the edges as I go. Okay, so that wasn't too bad. Can be quite tricky sometimes to get carpet in, but yeah, they're lined up quite nice. That's them two in. Okay, so we're going to move on to well, quite a bit more actually. So I'll just move this out of the way. Oh, I'll turn the front camera on. So I'll get it laid down on the cutting mat exactly as it shows you in the instructions, and then it's asking for A1 to start with, and that's this part here. And that's just going to fill in this section just down there. I'll just be getting it started. No. Use them. Just get little tweezers in between it. So I'm going to go right up against that edge. Okay. Yeah, it's okay. Quite happy with that one. Not too bad. Then we'll turn it over, and we'll keep moving down. Keep moving down. We'll do the same on the other side. Hard to say. Hardest bit of me is this. Again, these two separated. So I'm left-handed. I'll work a little bit different to most people, but I'm going to work like this time. That's not the greatest camera angle for you all. So the key is just making sure that you're kind of lining up on the bottom edge. Do have a little bit of a adjustment. Okay, so that's that next one on. So yeah, not too bad to be fair. Quite a tricky part. Okay, so that's them two added. Okay, so now we're going to add A7. I'll check which one that one is. That's this part here, A7. And they're not stamped that well out the template, to be fair. Keep moving down. So we've got this front part where all the brake pedals are, and the accelerator pedals, and that just drops in there. That's peeling that off. That's it. Got it this time. No, I've not. Getting this backing paper off this could be easier. It's wanting to pull the whole thing off. Just about got it. turn it on its edge. And then just use the edge and the tweezers and just press that in. Yeah, but that's not too bad. So that's that one on. Now we've just got the one on the opposite side. Yeah, it's not cut very good on the template at all. Look. It might be easier to pull it off like that. Doesn't leave the backing paper on that I like, but so I'm just going to turn it around, push it up against that edge. Get that one in. Same again. Just use the edge. Press it down. Okay, so that's getting there. A bit tricky this one. So then along this part here we're going to be adding A3. So same again, I'm just going to zoom back to see which one A3 is. A3 is this top one. And push this one. Yeah, I don't know whether this is just me or yeah, but these are not particularly that punched out that great. Could be just this one I've got. So move down. So this one's like when you curve it over. So I'm going to put it onto the bottom first. Just rub that in, and then we'll just start just do a kind of bend it over this one. That's that one. Just use the edge. Just press it around there. So that's that one on. I'm just going to do the same on the opposite side. Okay, D. So I'm having to peel these off first because it's not punched out very good. So it makes it a little bit more tricky to fit. I'm going to put that down on that edge. Let me zoom in a bit, get my head in the way. Press that one in and then we'll start to press it and rub it and turn it with your thumb. Just rub it around these edges. a little bit of adjustment to do on that one. Okay, so that's that on. So I've just got around these columns, these wheel arches to do now. Yeah, needs a better stamp punch to punch these out. So that's going to go around this. I'm going to just test fit it first. So I think it's the next one actually. This one here. Yeah, that one. Let's test fit it. Yeah, not too bad. See if we can just peel off a little bit of the backing paper first. Press that down. And just curve this around the wheel arch. And pull it nice and tight, and then just press it all in. So we're going to use the back end on the tweezers and just press it into all the nooks. Okay, so that's that one in. Personally, same again, I think they should actually gone in first, and then everything else married up to it. So I've got this last one, get this last one in. Press them down. Just use the tips, just press them in. Okay, so that's pretty much all the carpets added. So yeah, they don't line up too bad. I've seen a lot worse. So yeah, I'm not quite happy with that. So a little bit of this mess. And we'll continue stage 42. And again, if you get a bit of fluff on it, just dab it and get it off. Okay, so now we're going to be fitting the pedals, handbrake and power switch. So I've got this little part here. Got two holes, two pins, and they just drop in like that. And we've got the handbrake in this bag. Got this hole there, that's where the handbrake just drops in. Drops in just there. And we'll turn it over. I'm going to attach it with a little PS14 screw. The wrong way, yeah, that's the wrong way. Okay, so that's that attached, facing the right way now. Okay, so now we've got a power switch that we need to add. So I'm just going to feed the cable up through it like that, so the power switch just fits inside the little cradle, and then just here on the bottom, it just drops in there, and I'm assuming in a second we'll take it along that little channel. Okay, so we'll attach these using a couple of these little PS14s, just two of them. That's a little switch in. Then yeah, like I said, I'm going to bring this cable just along here. I'm just going to pin it with a couple of these little cable holders. Okay, so that I'm adding that little power switch, which is this little on off there. I'm assuming that may be the whole main body power switch. Yeah, so that one was a little bit more trickier than it needed to be, but yeah, it went in okay, and there's no real major gap. So all in all, that's not too bad. Okay, so that's everything done in pack 5, and I think I'm going to leave it there today. So we managed to get up to the end of pack 5. It took me longer than I thought. I mean, I've been 2 hours 20 minutes, and I've gone from stage 30 to 42. So yeah, maybe 4 I might get a little bit more done. But yeah, I found that this one a little bit taxing. This adding all these carpets. So let's have a quick look what we're going to do in pack 6. Yeah, so patch 6 we're just starting to attach the circuit board holder, attaching the circuit board, yeah. Attaching, yeah. So look, carry on looking in pack 6. I'm going to be carrying on working on this central column, and then attaching most of the instrument panel and probably a few more chairs. But yeah, anyway, thank you all for kind of yeah, thank you all for joining me today. Like I say, I would have liked to have gone a little bit longer, but yeah, so I found it a little bit more taxing today. But I will be back tomorrow. I'll be back around about 10 o'clock tomorrow, and we'll continue this this build. Hopefully, I might not have a little bit of a niggly headache, so I might be able to do a little bit more tomorrow. So yeah, so we're up to stage 42. So we're 40% through the build. So yeah, 2 more streams, maybe another stream Don't know. See how we go. But anyway, thank you all for watching. You've all been brilliant. I've been John Build, and I'll see you all tomorrow. Take care, everyone. See you later.